outside, it be getting cold. Got you thinking that you gotta go and get up in the coat. Why you trying to reach for the stars and it goes too big, too much for your little bitty soul? Got a lot of stress, my artillery, this shouldn't be a no. Just know it's unlimited for sure. When I hit the block instead, all my options dead, but now all my enemies is hoes. Girl, why you act like that? Why you gotta act like that? All these damn questions, why you gotta act like that? Breaking up the past like that. Tell me what you really wanna know. Yeah, homegirl, well, guys, team. Girl, you my other half, twin top me. Sparkers with the red tea, like noses and clear the shit off so you can see like some pop scene. Hope the light is bright, no pop beams. So why you wanna go and stay in the dark? You must catch you a night on mine. You at the devil's playground, you stay at the park. This just the beginning, we at the starting point. I'm just making my mark. So much food for thought, esoteric grocery store. We shopping, we ain't taking the car. Tell me why we keep staying apart. Why it can't be like the old days? But I ain't really got the old games. Tell me what the fuck is going on in your brain. Yeah, I hope you got my back. Why won't you just cut me some slack? Yeah, just give me some grace. Give me some grace. Hope you got my back. Why won't you just cut me some slack? Yeah, just give me some grace. Give me some grace. I'm gonna get this back. Bitch, you know ain't no looking back. Yeah, I can't give you no grace. Give you no grace unless you call me back. Tell me that it was just a bad. Yeah, I might give you some grace. Give you some grace. You drinking and pop, I'm the boss of the shit. You should pay this to watch like a tourist and shit when it's 8 on the clock. On my Scorpio shit when it's 8 on the watch. That's the PM all the way to AM and stuff on the block. Build it from the grassroots. I shine the stars that you. Do you exist? Is that true? Please, can you stop frontin'? That's why nobody wanna back you. Girl, ain't nobody act you. Getting stepped on like a Mac dude. This pattern runs to the match, boo. That's why I don't wanna tag you. Didn't mean to leave you so salty. Fucking goddamn cashew. Yeah, girl, I ain't really mad at you. Only thing I'm looking for is peace. But you got me looking for my peace. American pie, yeah, baby, I'm looking at my piece. Now I got me looking like I eat. But I really hope you got my back. Why won't you just cut me some slack? Yeah, just give me some grace. Give me some grace. Hope you got my back. Why won't you just cut me some slack? Yeah, just give me some grace. Give me some grace. I'm gonna get this back. Bitch, you know ain't no looking back. Yeah, I can't give you no grace. Give you no grace unless you call me back. Tell me that it was just a act. Yeah, I might give you some grace. Give you some grace. Yeah.
Other than that, might give you some grace. Yeah, I might not. You know what I'm saying? Now look, peep game, check this out. We're going to talk about the new golden age when it comes to industrial stage. And you probably ain't even got your hands on nothing to even build on when it start to talk about industrial things. So when we start to talk about building industries and concepts and corporations, you know, we want to make sure these things are alive, not putting you in debt. So it's fruitful and it's going to be there for your kids, crisscross wearing their jeans backwards. And now you got some as a generation. You know what I'm saying? 7 generations to be specific. But it could go broader than that. You know what I'm saying? But the 7th generation, it flushes out the system of all the circumstances and the mixed breed and the other formations and all the national terms and stuff like that. So that'd be about 150 years, and then the other 150 years do the complete cycle. But when we just start to talk about the new time that we in right now, you need a point. Now, when you ain't got no point, this is one of the reasons why a lot of y'all feel unmotivated, a lot of y'all feel frustrated and stuff like that, because you don't have a point. And that point, for the most part, I'll leave you all over the place. So you'll be in some weird situation where you feel like you don't have anything to do, or you're not a part of anything, or whatever the case may be. And that's because due to the fact of you not having a point. Let's say anything that you're doing, business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics, when you lack a point, it start to go into that little space of you not knowing what to do, or you start to question why you doing what you're doing. And when you start to question why you doing what you're doing, off the bat, you spending more time and energy into that area other than what you actually doing, even if it's supporting you to a certain degree. So when we start to talk about right now, just like being at the happy hunting grounds, everybody got to go fish, everybody got to go hunt, But when you're calculating things of that nature, this is bringing us into this new golden age. So based upon whatever you do right now could be remembered, and you could kind of have it to stand on, and for your generations or people that you try to. Now here's the thing: a lot of people may not be into their life like that. So people might just be living in the wind. You know what I'm saying? People might just be in a circumstance where they're still in the old world, so they're not understanding that whatever attention that they're seeking, whatever money that they're seeking, is going to be participating in the new world. And I don't want people to think that the new world just got something to do with online, because that's another problem too. A lot of y'all are creating weirdness online, and y'all need to update y'all creativity, or update y'all even when it comes to content creation and stuff like that. At least when it comes to like people who think like they're motivational speakers or whatever the case may be. You need to find your pocket. If you ain't got no pocket, you just expressing what you are on your MySpace page or whatever. Whether you a flunked out person, a stressed person, or even a grifter or a coon or an agent, but you have to be what you actually are. You can't use what you actually doing for other purposes to make it seem like it's something else. We're not in a time like that, especially when it comes to kids and stuff like that. They're not paying attention to that. They're paying attention to how can they get they 1-2 and be able to get a roof over their head and stuff like that. So this is what kids and their parents are actually involved in, not necessarily what a lot of you individuals are trying to use online. And last time I checked, even when it comes to y'all crazy talking individuals and stuff like that, I never seen no revolution being televised. So anytime an individual is sitting there like trying to ruffle up people's emotions and stuff, but you're online, you are a coon. Like, I don't know what you're doing. You have to get paid for that or something like that. Because if anybody really about that life, just about that life, they ain't online talking and trying to get other people to be lost in some stuff nobody into in their regular life. So we have to understand that too. Right. And this not going to be a tool to be used, or could be used in that magnitude, even if people try or whatever, because there's too many individuals in the world that's trying to get their own 1-2 together, and online is just another way for a person to get their 1-2 together. So eventually things like virtue signaling and stuff like that is going to be played out eventually also, because people is going to be more into the industrial mind of how they want to be presented, how they want to be seen, and they want to make sure all the reaping of benefit qualities go back to whatever they got and their team. And that's what people is giving more importance to, because that look more brighter for the future. And then when it even comes to Gen Z and stuff like that, even when, because I'm amongst a lot of young individuals when it comes to being in the hood and stuff like that, that's more what's on their mind. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really be out talking a bunch of bull crap that ain't got nothing to do with their regular life, and tapping into areas that individuals have their own responsibility to think about and stuff like that. And a lot of times that's when y'all start talking about other stuff that ain't even just spiritual for the hood. It's other stuff based upon stuff that people don't care about, even when they get into certain religious texts and stuff. And y'all be trying to debate these things and stuff like that. And people in the hood, you have to look at it like this, right? Let's say you go through a lot of things, and the things you go through, everybody reach an area where they're able to overcome it. But when you overcome something, it's so many thought processes and actions that you done to represent overcoming it. It's smaller on a percentage scale of things like the Bible or whatever the case may be. So even when a person is talking about God because they're speaking English, for lack of better terms, right? Especially when it comes to people in the hood, men and women, you're not necessarily putting that on the experience of things you read in the Bible. You might pluck some certain terms from it based upon your culture is destroyed and stuff like that. So everybody knows, but you know that you end up, if you was on a stage with multiple people and theologians and stuff, the first thing they'll say is you got a grandma version of religion, or you made up your own religion, because of just the words you're using. But you know that you found your own way, and it's something that we all can experience that goes beyond the terminology that you may use, because that's the only thing you know and what you may have been taught due to your upbringing and stuff like that. But a lot of times, more than often, if not all the time, these things that a person go through to overcome don't be the things that when individuals start to shove it back down their throat, this what makes them argue, but don't have the intellect to be able to know what they're actually saying. So they just get chalked up to be like, oh, well, that's just a person from the hood, or oh, that's just a gangbanger, or that's just a drug dealer, or that's just a person using God as an excuse to do their degenerate stuff. But in their mind, it'd be things that ain't got nothing to do with what they do, that actually helped them get through something that may have accumulated from that and had them overcome something. So they're attaching their experiences and whatever made them be in a better position and justifying that. And a lot of times that don't be large on a percentage scale of what a theologian may think a person is using terminologies for. If you may catch somebody in the hood using Christianity or being a Muslim or being an Israelite, or well, the Israelite kind of really coons at that point, but you know, just how it usually is. And these all these type of institutions and fraternities and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's just helping people understand that this is why it's so easy for a person to even be using those terminologies. But when something refreshing come around, it's easy for them to jump into something new. So they jump from one monkey tree to the other monkey tree and another monkey tree to the other monkey tree, due to that fact of it was easy because it really wasn't the words and what a person was reading in the first place. It was them counterpartmentalizing their actual experiences that they're going through. So a person was being led to build their own gold. So when a person is building their own gold and stuff like that, that's just like those mannerisms that you kind of develop once you go through something and you know how to handle yourself. So when you're going through something similar, it doesn't take that mass effect anymore. So that's getting into that kind of concept or whatever. But when we start to talk about the new golden age and what's your point? For the most part, a lot of times when y'all don't have motivation or where y'all can't go for something, it's because whatever that you're doing, you can't find the actual point that you made for you to be doing it. You can't find the actual spaceship, the actual thought, the actual feeling. Oh, we 12 minutes in, which takes us right into this. So for the most part, this is why a lot of times, a lot of y'all, even when you don't, especially when you don't know yourself, everybody is trying to do that. So you're just going to self-project. You may find ways of trying to tell someone else they don't know what they're doing, or someone else, or judging someone else, or being sarcastic to someone else. Yet what you're doing is because it don't have an actual point to it. And what you actually want to do don't have a point to it, to motivate you more, to be more invested into that and present what you do, where you come from, who you are, or whatever the case may be. So these is the early stages of two. When you start to reach this new goal and this new wild, wild west, the first haters you're going to come across. Haters who don't have no point, or don't know themselves, or their culture has totally been destroyed, so they only know how to call themselves a nationality term, due to the fact of them, their parents, all retarded in some way, shape, or form. So these people have more time to stop other individuals and something like that, because they're not taking time to do that for themselves. So that'll be the only time you actually experience some hater energy at this time too. So you'll be doing something that look like it's not traditional, and here you go getting a bunch of people hating because it's not traditional. Yet they have a lot of time to do that because they're frustrated with the traditional thing, because it's not looking like the reciprocation that's needed in the new world type of things. So try not to even be open to too many people advice at this particular time. Also, if they're not invested into the new world and creating something new that look like something of the old world, but for the most part it has to be updated or refurnished, or just totally something new in general. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how we see the music industry right now. That got to be something totally new. It can't be refurnished, it can't be rebuffered, it can't be updated, it can't be calculated. The inflation of numbers and everything is what destroyed it. And the AI, not just the AI artist, but the AI technology. So when an artist have to look a certain way, that take money. And if people like me created a way to look, aka places like YouTube or whatever the case may be, then to make them appear to be looking greater or something like that, or still look like they're part of the traditional world, then they have to pay for the views, or they have to pay for the platform, or whatever the case. So it become inflation, where you're paying for the very thing regular people are doing to get paid. So you're paying for the look to do something that people are doing to get paid. And now when you're paying for something that's unrealistic, you're paying for an illusion of grandeur or something like that. That's inflation at its starting point. So the gadgets that has to be utilized for that to be is how the inflation get manifested and things. So eventually the funding systems, part of the old world, is going to start to run out of money because it doesn't make sense and it's losing money. Why pay for you to have 60,000 views where there's people getting 60,000 views getting paid for it and things of that nature? So, but I'm paying for you to get 60,000 views because you're this artist of mine, but it's for speculation in hopes of people taking that number and your notoriety, and in exchange, just this product could get sold that I'm getting ready to take 85% of anyway, because we're in a time of you being my artist, impossible to recoup. So we're in that type of situation right now where the artist has to find some gold no matter what, or you're not going to be able to survive. And if you're fighting for the old world, especially when it comes into the music industry, you're going to have to use your own funds anyway. And if the old world ain't funding you or putting you on these platforms the way they were, you already got to participate in the new world. Get a platform, jump on some platforms, and utilize what you have already obtained from the old world in a new world. But you're supposed to have enough knowledge to know how the old world was working and substantiate all the intricacies and all the corners and crevices of what it was missing, so that the pockets could be fulfilled now. And then that goes beyond music. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't even be no rapper talking about retiring right now. You should be trying to become the new Jimmy Iovine. You should be trying to become the new the Rockefeller family that was part of the music industry. You should be trying to do that right now. You should be taking all your efforts and do that. Yeah, if you don't want to rap no more, that's one thing. You ain't trying to become no head. Like, what are we doing? So in that case, I don't want to hear nobody talking about I'm trying to save money for my generations down and I'm for my people. No, you ain't. You ain't doing it the right way. We in a new world where things is going back to the original state, how it is when all old to new world start. You know what I'm saying? So we back at a beginning stage again. It's just more expansive. We got more awareness. We got more physical traits and attributes externally that the body made to mimic the body. You know what I'm saying? So those are conveniences and stuff like that. So you could be from a whole other country and stumble across gold right now and make everybody in America want to move there, no matter the ethnicity. So like, what is we doing? And we America, we got to act like it. We making America look weak. And really this new WURLDIAH, but we making ourselves look weak. We still ain't doing nothing to represent what it is here. That's speculative a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of people come and just use and abuse and rob people blind and stuff like that, and then take it and go build schools back in their country and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's just being seen as American culture is consumer. So replace American culture with consumer culture. You know what I'm saying? So it's really consumer culture or whatever the case. And ain't nothing wrong with buying stuff and things, but it become an in-house battle first, then it become an outside battle, then it become no ways to substantiate yourself. And then if the outside battle end up making better deals and stuff like that, you might as well say the outside ruled the inside, because the inside scammed the inside, made too many deals with the outside, and the outside didn't do that with themselves. So the outside is still a hole with their stuff and things of that nature. And let's just say if a Chinaman end up becoming president of the United States, that'd be an example of it. Because, God damn it, everybody t-shirts and sweaters already got made in China on it. So, I mean, I don't really see the difference when we got outside people doing better business than people inside. That's what that is, basically. Outside people doing better business deals than inside people. And if the inside people only know how to threaten, when we start to get to that, and then we get to those depression stages and recession and depression and stuff like that, it seemed like our highest intelligence is threatening. Our highest intelligence is scorched earth. We're going to have to change that, man. We're going to have to become better gold mine individuals. And we learned too much of that from, because Europeans came over here and I guess helped build what y'all call it America right now. It's too much thief tactics. You know what I'm saying? We got to get more intelligent than that. We got to be a little bit more intelligent than thief tactics. And when thief don't work no more, scorch earth. Because enough time was practiced throughout the thieving to make good weapons. So let's make sure all the money we thief and all the minerals we take go straight to the weapons. And anytime people act like they getting headaches and they don't like something or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we got to change that in some way. We need more. I thought, I mean, not bring up people, but we need better business tactics and stuff like that. But we ain't got no goal to look at it that way. That's the problem. Ain't no goal to look at it that way. So when it comes to every individual right now, that's why I left that post. Everybody should be trying to become something on their own volition. Because when you become something on your own volition, that lead into everybody who's like-minded. And if ain't nobody trying to stop each other, that goes to bargaining, exchange and trading in a much more sufficient manner. Therefore, gang members ain't got nothing to gang bang about no more because you in the business for this land we own. Uh, uh, everybody is not looking at certain things like it's retarded. Everybody working together as a team and trying to be all the things that you can be. You know what I'm saying? So whatever pocket there is, you got intelligent people, put them in pockets. You got musical people, put them in pockets. You got construction people, put them in pockets. You got lawyer type people, put them in pockets and make them feel like it ain't nothing else to do. Don't just be having people lingering around as time go on and years go on and years go on. And then they just thinking, no, we come up with what we need to do. Stop allowing the world just to make up something and we all just be running around like chickens with no heads. No. So let's start creating curriculums amongst each other and make it seem like it ain't nothing else to do, nothing but that. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, that's what make even the up and coming kids, that's all they want to do. All the way to if it got something to do with shoveling, raking, you know what I'm saying? Without the seasons and stuff like that, they make little sports competitions about that. Like, we have to make the environment seem like it ain't nothing else better to do but what we come up with. We just don't be in that spiritual adult stage of coming up with something for that. We keep waiting for commercials to tell us. We keep waiting for Walt Disney to tell us. And we have done that for so long. Nothing. We don't got no American nothing on no tags on no damn white t-shirts. Yet, big old goddamn size X on the waistline. Make sure you just get a belt jabos and 9X goddamn white tees is what everybody was on when Cash Money and No Limit was out and stuff like that and popping and stuff. But goddamn it, I guarantee China was on every last one of them. You know what I'm saying? It got shipped in like dope off a boat from China, and China man sold it to the white man, and the white man auctioned it off and got his money back from the Arab man, and then the Arab man got his money back at the corner store from yo nigga. Walking in Spangler spit, it don't matter what you is, wet cornbread back and all that, whatever it is. Feel that though, feel that, feel that. Get with the program. Know how something start. Get in that engineer room. Right now, it could be in the mind. You could be talking to your homeboy, your homegirls, your family right now, setting up all kind of forts and shops and get people motivated. Like, man, this is what we doing every day. This is about to take off every day. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all ain't just about to let shout out to Nipsey Hussle, brother. I know he ain't about to be the only cat. I know anybody, even though he had a head start. Got your brother money and stuff like that. But we at a time right now where the head start look like it's there for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You might not got the money, but it's a possibility. And it don't even take a lot of money to do anything right now. When it comes to funding yourself, supporting yourself, not supporting, but like funding, what's the word? Investing. When it comes to investing in yourself right now, that don't take much. That don't take much. And here's the thing. You could take you and your little team and do what trolls be doing. Just don't be a troll. You just doing it for your product. You doing it for y'all stuff and things of that nature. And y'all flood online all the cities and states in the esoteric world. Even if you got to raid some stuff because you know your product is better. And you know whoever behind that product scamming anyway or whatever the case with that instant deodorant candlestick. You know what I'm saying? So this is the time we in. So let's get into it. Now, because it's the new golden age. So I got a manuscript. You know I like having manuscripts. I meant to start at 12. You know what I'm saying? But I like to give disclaimers and stuff, right? Now, peep game. When you don't have a point, because this is what you need first, because everything is in the spiritual world. The spiritual world has collapsed into the physical world. You can't even really see everything physical like that anymore. You think things still the same, but you seeing your physical features change. You seeing time speed up, but your age slow down. You realizing that you like, yeah, I got to get the exercise or whatever so I can stay like God is doing something beyond our understanding. That goes for all you humans trying to play God. This Butcher Manitou, Yehoah, whatever y'all want to call universe, whatever like that, as a communion for us all to be one, all in one concept. That still is a procedure and a mechanism. Whether you're atheist or whatever, you know you live in a form of procedure and mechanism. So there's patterns. There's always pattern. There's never not a pattern. A spring, summer, fall, and winter is a pattern. Don't ever think a human is gonna come up with something that's not a pattern. No, you're just slow. So for the most part, we're going into a situation where everybody is shifting, and it may not be everybody's understanding, but lack of knowledge, you shall perish. And you should be knowledgeable of there's something going on, but be smart enough to not be too smart for your own good. Think you so intelligent you can outright disregard something. And just because you can't understand it and there's things happening, you may find yourself trying to find more realistic basis on it to just go ahead and be easy on your spirit and have that equilibrium. Just be open and be in your logical. And therefore, it ain't about you trying to find something. Get expectation out y'all mind. That's the human problem, why y'all so much clunky in so many forms in the first place. You see what I'm saying? That process alone is you building gold. By default, you come up with a new idea for something you're currently doing that's familiar. That is the process. Don't over exaggerate it. It's like y'all go deep first and try to make it simple, where life is simple first, and then you can go deep. Once you make it simple, you in your own point, then you go deep in your own bag. Once you go deep, you don't even know what point you in, and you might be out of your own self. And then for the most part, you make it something simple, and then you become a simpleton. Something in a lost world that you didn't got comfortable in. Because that's ultimately where it leads to. You see what I'm saying? And then it takes years or something like that for you to realize and all those experiences throughout the years for you to realize you've been on the wrong path about something. A lot of y'all just now getting out the halfway house 18 months ago. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when you don't have a point, you have nothing to go hard for. And without nothing to go hard for, you feel esoterically left out or open to trying something via being a follower. And this is a lot of times why you get that sexual arousement, male or female, whether you start to get wet or your nipples get hard, or if you're a man, you start getting hard. Those small pockets in your life when you ain't even sexually aroused. Those be the spaces you be in. So y'all don't be in those spaces as much as other spaces to develop mind states and physical fleshly fluids and actions and interactions outwardly. But every now and then, just like men having nocturnal emissions, y'all stumble in that place. And I'm explaining that place. Those times, those one or two times in your life, and a lot of people had it a lot of times, where you actually got aroused, when you felt left behind, or you actually, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. You felt like you had to get your root chakra was rocked, because your root chakra ain't just dealing with sex. It's dealing with how you motivate and the joining your mind state with other individuals to make something new, like a child, aka that'll be y'all business together, or that'll be y'all relationship, or y'all circumstance, or y'all partnership, or y'all correlation, or whatever y'all building. But like I said, right? When you don't have a point, you have nothing to go hard for. And without nothing to go hard for, you feel esoterically left out or open to trying something via being a follower. And what the hell is this? And here's the thing. And these are the early stages of experiencing being mad at yourself about something. Rather, you didn't have a point, so you lacked motivation, or your point was proved wrong to some degree, or rather you went hard for something or for the wrong people, places, and things. And or you realize after you have followed something that wasn't really what you wanted to do, due to the expectation of it not fully working for you, which would have gave it validity in your life to keep you doing it, or whatever the case may be. So you might get recommended something that you don't really want to do, but let's say it got things in it that, you know what I'm saying, you can accumulate, that, like, even especially when it comes to a roof over your head or whatever the case, those would be things, if you do come successful in it, you would still like give it validity, or whatever the case may be. So a lot of times, even when that ain't there, right, you might feel highly upset or mad at yourself because you have done something, but now you're reaching a fork in the road. You not getting the same reciprocation from it that whoever recommended it to you, or whatever the case. And now you're starting to realize that that wasn't your thing. So that'd be the only reason where you in situations of being unmotivated, being mad at yourself, being frustrated during this particular time, not having a point. Especially if let's say if you're a content creator during this time, right? You might have a writer's block concept where you lack the energy of knowing how to be fruitful of making content. So you might be in the energy of just all over the place and waiting to jump in the algorithm because you think that's the thing to do. So you're waiting for a celebrity to get lit or whatever the case. Now, it ain't what we do, it's how we do it. People going to do it, but if you have a point, that will separate you from having those little writer block or those little content creator block little phases you be going through or whatever the case may be. Because when you have a point, your point is first and your point is closer to you. So anything that's happening, you're able to create, like how directors make, right? The movie always have a motive. The movie always have and it's a narrative. A narrative. This will be the narrative God do like, not the negative ones that people using for monetary stuff, right? So it's like once you have a point or a motive, you can tie anything to that motive. So even when ain't nothing going on or ain't nothing in the algorithm or whatever the case may be, you could be an algorithm. And that always pour into something creative or whatever the case may be. So it ain't just you taking what you have accumulating. And even when you're going through these times, you have nothing else to fall on but your ego or your bragging rights or your brownie points or what you have obtained from what you have accumulated by just jumping in the algorithm, acting like a chicken with no head or whatever, but not actually having a point to what you actually do. So you reach those points on a high percentage scale of can't wait to stun on someone else, or when you get bored and get to that content creator writer's block concept, right? You still want to put out content, so the content, without you realizing it, because you're probably not as spiritual, you're going to come across self-projecting, aka is going to be more on a higher on a percentage scale of egotistic energies, right? And it's going to be braggadocious based on when you were in an algorithm that you didn't have to do it, and it was at that time that you was getting your 1-2 or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? So that's showing that you lack substance yourself and you're trying to grab for something. So that's a concept even before you die, spirit inside of your first body, your mind, and you low-key in a hell. That's a hell, low key. You know, you already there. You already know what it looked like a little bit. You already know what it looked like to try to grab for something when you lose the spark, when you lose the juice there, when you lose the ability to plant a seed and make a fruit there. So you're in a world of entities that made deities fruits in that world before you, and a lot of them is dead, a lot of them is still there, and fruit play out as ideas and feelings. And your spirit like being in that space, your individual soul. And when you lack developing that feeling to be able to get that attraction for yourself, you have to pull it from another idea, and that's when you in that space and you pluck it from that fruit. And a lot of times you get ideas and feelings that go beyond you. Then you start acting beside yourself, and then your family don't know who you are at the moment. Then your friends don't know who you are at the moment. Then your listeners, your audience don't know who you are at the moment. And then when you come back or get what you got out of it, then you come back to your space and be like, yeah, I was just doing that, y'all, for this. I was just doing that for y'all, for whatever that spirit was lost in before it died in that world you in as a hell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was just doing it for money, or yeah, I was just doing, you see what I'm saying? But y'all can't think like that because y'all don't be spiritual. You know what I'm saying? And that's a real thing. Y'all have to experience something negative playing out in your life to start physically, to start going down that train of thought and line of reason and spiritual. And y'all be knowing it's real. Something is real. Let me get with the program. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just giving y'all words so you can understand what you actually be going through, because we all go through the spiritual realm and it have collapsed into the physical world. So for the most part, there's going to be lack of words that you even got to explain what's actually going on that kind of appear to look like what you already familiar with and how you already been conducting your relationships and stuff like that. So you got to peep game. So like I said, once you realize that these was just the early things of understanding that what make you mad when you don't got a point, right? That's for you to develop a point. Once you're developing a point, that point become a fort. It become an outline. It become a graft. And for the most part, now you're going to need help building it, whatever the case. Your idea by itself, you're going to get tired of building yourself or whatever the case. So that's when in the physical world, you start to lack motivation because you think it ain't nobody else with it. But if you're doing something, eventually you're going to find somebody that's on that same path or that same kind of concept. And you just need to let people know that we in a new golden age at the moment so they can stay motivated. So they don't just look at it like, well, this is not possible. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's your point? What your point is, something you stand on without an external influence, manipulation, tactic, or grift behind it, aka what you actually are, or what you are actually doing. You see what I'm saying? For an example, let's say how can I make this simple? Because y'all should be able to know what I'm saying. Um, Even if you're an agent, whatever, online, or a grifter like Billy Carson or whatever, right? Um, you have to be what you are. You can't use what you're doing behind closed doors, be the agent or the shield, but then talk about, oh no, I'm trying to teach people Anunnaki. No, you have to be what you are, what you actually doing. So you have to be what you are, an agent, and then you have to teach what you actually doing. Hey y'all, this how you, I guess, put people in a column. You teach something from the past that people are connected to, and then you can reap the benefits off of it. And if you can't put yourself in a position and be likable, ain't no, even when it comes to children, especially in the hood, can connect with you. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like kids that's on the leapfrog right now. You could be somebody in college trying to influence kids on the leapfrog. When they get older, it's not them influenced by the leapfrog. It's them or the tablet. It's them finding ways to connect to each other of what they all experienced when they was on the leapfrog or the tablet. So it's going to be things they agree with, things they disagree with, but they're going to be connected based upon how they interact with each other. So regardless of how the person felt to do something, to put on Roblox, like sexual stuff on Roblox or whatever the case may be, the kid that observed it ain't gonna grow up and be lost on some online stuff. They're gonna grow up and connect with other people to be like, hey, remember when Roblox came out and we seen some sexual stuff on there or whatever the case may be? Then whatever business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics, they start to accumulate on that end. Then that's why I said it's gonna be things they agree with, things they didn't agree with. You're gonna get songs that they like, a different version of Fight the Power. It's called Fight the Tablet or whatever. Then you're gonna get other people talking about, well, we could be new business people and stuff like that or whatever, due to the fact that we can make a new gay Sesame Street. However the case it may be. You know what I'm saying? But like this, it's a new time we in. We're in a whole new time. You know what I'm saying? So find y'all point. So you got what's the point and where's the point? So first, what's the point? What is your point? Something that you stand on without the external influence, manipulation, tactic, or grift behind it, or whatever. Let's say you're an artist, right? All right, let's use the street artist because let's get out the grifter bag. I want to use an example for everybody. We get in business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics. Let's since I'm from the hood, it was a big topic, the F the streets movement or whatever the case may be. Like y'all all goddamn Amber Roses or something like that. But for the most, like y'all about to protest something. But for the most part, here's the thing, right? Um, the problem is making that your rollout. If you from the streets, it's a street album by default. The moment y'all put it in the light, I'm making a street album and this is why you should buy it, you turn into Vanilla Ice. Because you're selling the streets, you ain't the streets now. You see what I'm saying? Even if you from the streets. So you are the streets already. So how if you're selling the streets, that means you separated yourself and put it in a bag like it's something you did in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You put it in the bag like some dope or whatever the case may be. And when it comes to your audience, people don't like to get sold dreams, sold hope. You know what I'm saying? That's what you end up selling because you're really just selling and grifting for your own pockets without being in the streets. So when you just know you're from the streets, you don't even actually have to be in the streets. So your lyrics start to act as that way in some way, shape, or form. So it's not about not rapping about things in the streets. It's about what the streets have put you in as far as your way of thinking for you to get as far as where you at now. Because you are a person who make music from the streets. The moment y'all make something like something you do, but you put it in the same area as the thing you do and the thing you sell. So the thing that you do end up becoming the thing you sell too. So you separate yourself from the product. Y'all learned that from colonists. You know what I'm saying? where you are the product of your environment. So everything you come up with and anything you could do, it don't matter what it is, what you get your hands on, what you can sell, you can do it better than someone else. That's a white collar, blue collar business. Y'all forgot that. You are the streets. You ain't selling the streets. You sold stuff in the streets and develop mentalities for you to get out of it. So whatever you at in your stage of life, that's the mentality that come from the streets. And this was what was allowing people to respect Jay-Z and his positions and how his lyrics was, even though he went too far about talking about paintings and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But even if you get old, us youngins just want to hear about and middle-aged people and stuff like that just want to hear about individuals that just been there. We know you ain't doing it now, so you ain't even got to rap like you doing it now, but whatever you're rapping about is a person with that mind state in the position that they in now. We don't want to hear no Malibu's Most Wanted in that position. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, that's what it's all about. But so try not to see, it's like selling your soul, but your soul is your spirit, your individual spirit. So you didn't really sell your soul, you sold your ability that your soul have. And your soul has the ability to create mind states. And your soul made the ability to create that mind state that condensed and became your body. So you put your spirit inside of a cage, inside of a fort, a jail that someone else run. And then for the most part, you became pieces of their body. And then you created your first body, your mind, and start working hard and start creating all kind of gold that they profit off of. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So when it comes to your creativity, you end up getting burnt out and stuff. Now you don't want to go to the studio as much. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't want to do that as much. Now you don't want to go to that actor, actress and things. Now you don't want to be a construction worker no more and stuff. Because you getting paid some chump change and damn near had to go on work comp, whatever they call that, to get paid, almost getting hurt and stuff, doing thousands and thousands of roofs, and all those roofs you did, none of your family members in any of those houses. It's just your job for the government. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, dang, you could get hurt, money getting spent, and you doing all this hard construction work, and all for the wrong reasons, because that's how it's going to start to appear to be in the new age. In the new age, a lot of construction workers are going to be like, man, I'm a construction worker, I get paid, but can I take this concept and build something where my little family could be at, or whatever the case? Or I ain't trying to get hurt on no job. You know, that's what's about to start being and stuff like that. It's getting people really wanting to secure themselves in their generation right now. You know what I'm saying? Because what's to it for a construction worker to make so much money, but then get hurt on a job, and then whole family still struggling paying the landlords and things of that nature. So the little bit of money get ready to dry up of a person who built 100 houses, but the money they got from it get ready to dry up because they about to pay rent for their house and stuff like that. So it's like really for no reason, low key. You know what I'm saying? It's like really for no reason. So that's kind of messed up. And so I don't know how that'll be. I don't know how that's going to be looked at in this new age, because even when we look at colonists, right? A lot of colonists came and had stuff in their name to own little city streets and stuff like that based upon the buildings in there. There's so many immigrants and so many descendants now that ain't like that with that military mind. It's only 15% of colonists here. And then they use a lot of other ethnicities like Spanish and stuff like that. And so we at a time right now where their main focus ain't even the structures that their ancestors did. So we in two stages right now in this new age, in an industrial stage. We either take over all the abandoned buildings and all corporations that's dead, or rebuild some new stuff. So if y'all lazy construction workers that y'all just starting and y'all don't want to start fresh, get into all these little cities, especially like my city and cities here and Indiana and Cleveland, all these abandoned schools and stuff like that. Get into renovating to start your construction career, or whatever the case may be, and get with your people and stuff like that. And even if these are things you have to live in first or whatever, but there's not even enough, because here's the thing. America, like I explained earlier, America is imploding on itself, and then allowing outsiders to become better businessmen. So even when we get into immigrants, Arabs own more property to put corner stores up than the average Native American, African American, and European. Then Europeans only be having that access if you're going to the suburbs. They're the descendants. They're not out here like the old colonists. They be just getting old and they young right now, being goofy, coming to the hood and stuff like that. Eventually, them buildings get ready to become vacant and stuff like that because no one being creative and taking them. So the only buildings going to be fulfilled is like government jobs right now that we need. So that's like fireman, being a police officer, doctor's office and stuff like that. But once it start getting into real estate, once it start getting into land, and once it start getting into just that type of thing, who else got the money to be buying all this other than foreigners? And if America is making themselves consumers, then they're just going to be buying what China and everybody then bought all up. So you're going to be born in America, but the price of your food, the price of the clothes on your back, and the price of living and a roof over your head is going through China, Britain, Canada. Electricity already is. Even though Canada was attached to the southern part of Canada was attached to America, but or New WURLDIAH, but at the same with the Huron and the Wyandotte. But at the same time, this is what we're talking about. You see what I'm saying? So it don't kind of make no sense. And by default, this is where we're going. So everybody got to get their one too, but you got to get an industrial mind too, though. You know what I'm saying? You just can't be all over the place and then waiting for other people and other ethnic groups to go ahead and do some extreme thing, and then you want to copy, but you ain't gonna be in no position to be able to do it on a high percentage scale. So here you go, get ready to create another 100 years of manifesting why you need respiration about something. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta chill out. You got to make the respiration now. Now, where's your point? Where's your point mean? Is it beneficial to just you or another, or your community as a whole? And you have to actually identify your community, right? Ain't no us or we. Ain't no us or we. It's just your tribe and your tribe ability to connect with other tribes to make organizations, because that manifests into organizations being more manageable, relatable, and fair for all parties. For an example, let's say everybody was fair already. Native Americans had corner stores equally, like Chinese people, like Arabs, and like African Americans get boosted up, and just like Europeans and things of that nature, right? And now look at that like tribe, right? And let's say we're trying to make this one thing, because we're in America right now, right? And we're all helping each other in some way, right? That's one tribe ability to work with another tribe. Not one tribe hating on another tribe because one tribe want to be seen more about something in the mind. Speculatism about something. Speculative masonry work. You know what I'm saying? Building the mind, but that don't lead nowhere. It's leading to all of us look phony right now. And it looked like it could be possible for a Chinese president. That's when we going too far. Y'all already got that Arab dude, the New York mayor. Y'all all over the place. Y'all all over the place. Y'all, it's not making no sense. People from other countries looking at it like, where's the European? Where's the African American? Where's the Native American? Where's the Spanish? What is this? You think these Moroccans and Arabs, shout out to the Moroccans, shout out to everybody. You think their people from their country ain't looking at it like they're doing a damn thing. Look, there are mayors over there in America. Look. Y'all saying, look, they're running the colleges, they're running the hospital. You think people like that's phony. And then y'all little small little pockets and ethnic groups, y'all want to brag about bullshit. Oh, we got the best artists. That's bullshit. None of our artists is Interscope. That's bull. I don't want to hear that bull crap. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? None of y'all got no NBA itself. I don't care how much Michael Jordan tap dance. It just looked like dribbling the ball and jumping from the half court line. It's still the tap dance, and I don't care until you get an NBA himself. You know what I'm saying? Last time I checked, you buy a Jordan shoe, Nike getting the check. Good mom. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So where's your point? Is it beneficial to you to just you, because you got to substantiate these things, because that allow you to make better decisions and let you know if you're doing something wrong or right anyway. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be all about you. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be all about you. We in this time right now where you need assistance in every capacity. You know what I'm saying? Where is your point? Is it beneficial to just you or another individual? A lot of times y'all be doing something for just another individual and it be y'all flunked out ass relationships and stuff like that. Then you realize you losing it all for a person who don't even really care about you. But where is your point? Is it beneficial to just you or another or your community as a whole? And if you can work a triune, that's why I did it, that's when you in line. God, and then you put in the actual attributes that you can realize. You, another individual, that's going to eventually become your tribe and your community. Y'all as a whole to be on the same thinking pattern. And I don't care if you share the same skin color, ethnic group with someone, racial background of someone, or whatever the case may be. They thoughts might be all over the place. Don't waste your time. Let them go find their tribe. It could be another ethnic group or whatever the case may be. That ain't the fight right now. The fight right now is the mind. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fight is. Y'all look dumb right now, even with y'all arguments y'all having right now all over the place. But don't nothing stop y'all from going up to the Arab store, getting y'all a box of blunts, getting y'all bottles of Hennessy's and stuff like that, and at the Japanese store and stuff like that, have to get y'all big long 11X size t-shirts and stuff like that. Nothing stop y'all from doing that though, but y'all want to get online and virtue signal and stuff like, pick a poison. I said pick a poison. You about to start making some t-shirts, or you about to go buy some t-shirts and then get online and complain like you're doing something about it by just talking. We're in a new industrial time right now. You get on Amazon or something like that and get a whole bulk of shirts with your logo on it or something like that and make everybody start participating in it in some way, shape, or form. Y'all got to start getting hard. The problem is y'all ain't around too much of y'all own people based on the mind. Y'all around too much of still the same people, and you probably just went to high school with them and shared blood with them, but y'all in total mind is far away from your mind or whatever. So what y'all get ready to do in the physical world with it ain't gonna never connect. It ain't gonna never go where it need to go with things of that nature. You need to stop wasting your goddamn time. Period. You ain't gonna make that person change either. They ain't gonna make you change. You just taking your change and trying to help them with your change for them to change. And now you ain't gonna have no change. You gonna have no change jiggling in your pocket. Now you got the virtual signal. Even somebody you cool with or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They might hit you up like, man, what's going on or whatever like that. Oh, man, I'm trying to get in the algorithm. I'm trying to get, well, that's supposed to mean it's cool? You just shook hands with the goddamn devil. You know what I'm saying? Oh, better than that. Oh, better than that. But yeah, where is your point? Is it beneficial to just you? Or another, or your community, or you, or as your community as a whole, right? And you have to actually identify that. That's why I'm breaking all this down, because this is how y'all be getting y'all backstabbed. People y'all get with ain't as motivated as you, and you start to be like, damn, it was all good just a week ago. No, you ain't analyzed a week ago. You know what I'm saying? You ain't analyzed everything a week ago. That was it. So don't even be too hard on yourself or be too much of the victim and start creating weird animosity in the room towards that person, because you should have known that person wasn't going to be like that in the first place, but now you know. You know what I'm saying? Because you're watching the spiritual channel for the hood. You know what I'm saying? So you have to actually identify your community, and ain't no us or we. It's just your tribe and your tribe ability to connect with other tribes that make organizations, but more manageable, relatable, and fair for all parties. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, there won't be no scorched earth. People like, let's say if this happened in the physical, and I just broke it down as an example. Natives got corner stores, Africans got corner stores, just like the Arabs and Chinaman, and then uplift more Europeans, so they don't have to just be in the suburbs or whatever the case may be. And then, you know, one person get a good ass candy bar and they stuff that they came up with. Boom, that's a bargain in exchange. This person got this inbox, this cereal box and stuff like that. Shout out to FYBJ Main. So we got the whoops in there, and in the African store in there. Boom, boom, boom. I need that. Boom. Now they in these stores. Boom. They in the native stores. Boom, boom. European, give me some boxing t-shirts. Boom. I give them some boxing peace pipes or whatever the case may be. Boom. But now we're making America look good, and ain't no scorched earth programs or however the case may be, right? And here's the thing. That's a job. You know how many bums I see that the Arabs give a job to at these gas stations and these corner stores? Yeah, you could sweep the floor. Yeah, you could organize the back room. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you know, they become family. I'm saying little crackheads and stuff like that become family to these Arab people and stuff like that. And years and years and years, they done died asking everybody, yeah, what happened to old, you know what I'm saying? Stuff we got to tell the Arab homie, dude died. That's why he ain't been popping up we found this dude on the side of the building. You know what I'm saying? Like it's deep. I tell you, like I experienced that a few times. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy here. You know what I'm saying? We be having to remind the Arab people today, your best worker died and stuff like that. Stuff, but it's deep, man. Man, let's listen. But at the same time, homie could have been in his people's store, and then it wouldn't even been no bums because when you got some motivation, you got something to see that make you at least want to try and not be in those little pockets that steer people in these faulty directions where our aunties and uncles and stuff like that and mothers and fathers and grandparents and then y'all in the future end up becoming on those pipes and they or in today's time too much of those synthetic pills and things of that nature that then y'all be liking them. Y'all be the more fentanyl in it, y'all like it and stuff. So it'd be like weird. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. But the new industrial golden age, right? Whatever you come up with, what is that? Whatever you come up with will be the new way of doing things or doing something for the next years to come. Esoteric steel mills, right? What do you go hard for? So when you have a point, you start to develop motivation and then you start to go hard for it. Now, for the most part, when you ain't got no point, you might think you got a point, but you going hard for things that eventually you're going to have to switch up and go hard for something else. That's just like if you're a content creator and it's about the algorithm or whatever the case may be. But if you got a point, you always got something that could tie it to anything. So that point is you making a fort. And once you start to go hard in the esoteric world, that means you're building steel, right? So your spirit getting strong, but you're also making steel. So you're making machines that if you go to cobalt mine and the gold mine, you're able to become a double-edged sword or whatever the case may be. So if you can find something to go hard for, this allows you to be in the esoteric steel mill. Eventually, even if you need Europeans to help you out and fund you and stuff like that, they could build a manufacturing corporation with whatever building that you get or you need leased by the banking or whatever the case may be, and then that product could start being manufactured on a mass scale, so it can start getting into world trade or whatever the case may be, and hopefully it can start at T-shirts with America being on the tag. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? These are the starting points we at. Anybody could stumble on gold right now, and we don't need to make the gold look petty, aka just a entertainer type of content creator, like a streamer or I show speed or something like that. No. We have to be the new philosophers and everything of that nature. Even be like me, where you could vary all the realms: business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics. So you could be the new version for your people, the same way how my people were and how the European people were. That if you ain't so destroyed, a lot of times y'all don't even be knowing how to compare yourself to no one else but the European. Y'all be like, oh yeah, I'm the next Nikola Tesla. I'm the next Albert Einstein. I'm the next. To be you. Be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be yourself. They got their people. You know what I'm saying? The things of that nature. So for the most part, we should be working together as a team. Stop thinking like a peon. We all got to put ourselves up and so we can all match each other on the level. Then that goes mentally. Because I'm trying to raise y'all up on the spiritual level so you could be there mentally where all the manufacturing and the physical natures even come from in the first place. If it ain't no gold or nothing, if it ain't no fruit, if it ain't no attraction, if it ain't no attention, ain't nothing there to see or do or pluck from in the first place. So ain't y'all one of the first spiritual jumping in your first body, mental world seed that y'all trying to plant is getting attention? A lot of y'all ain't got no product or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So YouTube made it possible because people like me and stuff like that, you get monetized and stuff, but at the same time, a lot of y'all ain't even got no product or whatever the case may be. So you using the first essence that I'm telling you what it is anyway. That sense of gold that you built that others could pay attention, and then they're doing the same thing. So we all doing fair exchange. You just get in a sweet spot and try to overdo it and make it turn into an ego, and then when it lose attention and then you need it to get more, you need to get more esoteric currency because you don't feel rich anymore, because that's now your spirit losing money, your spirit losing esoteric currency or whatever the case. You start doing some strange things for a piece of change to obtain the things on your brain. You know what I'm saying? Ride that flight. Nah, I never land my plane. Bars. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. But yeah, that's the energy that you'll be in, and you need to look at it from that perspective every time you are experiencing that in reality, Because when you're experiencing that in reality, it's already too late. You already there in the spiritual world. And now you need to grasp. You probably with Shaleote, one of them demons or something like that. And since they did it and they went through more experiences and been there and done that than you, they might got a lot more thought forms and feelings that you lack that could be better ideas for you sharing that same space. So you see things that same way. You just be limited on how to get it to obtain for yourself. So you still be plucking from them to have it more of your way, that you could do it better than someone else because you're closer to that demon, but you're going to experience the same downfall as that spirit. And hopefully you don't do the extreme. So you copying all those ideas that you think is new ideas that you bring in. But the thing that you're doing is things that people know that people been doing. You just think you got a new idea about it. So the world you in physically represent the spiritual world you in, that demon. And then you just plucked a different fruit and found another way that demon did it more times than all y'all have did it, because that them spirits was in bodies before you doing those similar experiences. And then you think you're doing something new in a world that everybody know you a thief already. You know what I'm saying? You just thought you created a new way to thief. But y'all spirits don't look at it in that way, so y'all be thinking y'all be coming across, and here's where this concept come from. You think you a manipulator. You think you intelligent. You think you getting over. You think we don't see you. God teach God's children how to see those things. These are things God look at. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things. So this what I challenge myself up to be intelligent on at the Happy Hunting Grounds, because I hunt. So I can never lack fruit. I can never lack otter. I can never lack deer. I'm saying I'm the American eagle. I can never lack fruitfulness. At my most downest time, I know how to develop what makes me happy. And I did that so much, it's not a down time. Down, I didn't left what down is to be external. So a down time is when other people start to lack externally. I'm not reactionary to that. That's actually a reminder I need to get back to my spot. I was lost too much into something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everything is in reverse when it comes to the angel mind. Everything is in reverse. I don't get high to get high. I get high, I come down to earth. That's the only way I can even deal with y'all monkeys. But I'm real sharp. Y'all get high and go to sleep and get lost. I get real sharp. You know what I'm saying? Real logical, real technical. You can't get nothing past me. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? But, oh damn, we an hour in. But for the most part, this is the new goal. We in the esoteric golden age. So, build your fort, aka get a point. Start to etch it out. See how far it can go. Some people's points could go farther than others. Your point might just be small. Don't take too many battles. You know what I'm saying? Pick your poison. Get all the corners together and stuff like that. And then you're going to start seeing other parts that you know you need other people to take that position to make that fruitful. So once you see that already in your own image, find that person that play that inside form and organ inside of you, outside of you, so you can find some connection that they're doing the same thing inside of them that they could do with you that ultimately represent y'all going into the same direction. Once y'all got that point, where's your point? And it should be for y'all as a whole, as a community, or whatever the case may be. Then once you develop that, right, now you in a new industrial golden age. Make that steel mill. The steel mill from that point, that fort, you're making a steel mill inside of it. That you developing some concept that you're going hard for now, because you got a point. Go hard for that point. That point could look like an action movie, a comedian movie. It's not you like, oh, I need to do an action movie because action movies in the algorithm right now. So let me talk about action movies. No, you got a point. So now you're like a Quentin Tarantino. You're like a John Singleton now. So no matter what you make, action or suspense or drama, we know your mind, you're adding to it. You see what I'm saying? So we know what to pull from it. So you are a special mind, and we're getting your opinion through your creativity of how you see something. So we're getting your opinion through creativity how you see math. We're getting your opinion through your creativity how you see skateboarding. We see your opinion through your creativity how you see superheroes. So you make a superhero movie. You see what I'm saying? So now we get your spiritual nature behind it. Oh, this is a diabolical person. Oh, this is a person that likes the hero to win. This is a person that likes to see what happens if the villain win. This is a person that see things as the villain being a real hero and stuff. So now it goes beyond the characters and the movie itself. It goes all to the responsible engineer itself, the spirit. And we all have to take responsibility of that for ourselves, because this is what God looking at for all of us. And God wants us to be powerful. So this is that time right now. And I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. Fight about, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I am the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and responsibilities. Erector Swah, Hill, Hold That Yellow, Who, Massasoit, Mama Natoit, Masasaki. And as the moon get ready to go into Scorpio too, we're gonna go ahead and update everybody on that and too. And hopefully everything clear up and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm gonna get everybody prepared on that on just the live, and then everybody's personal reading on the Patreon, Aries through Pisces and stuff, on how to prepare for the moon being in goddamn Scorpio. Probably later on tomorrow as it transition in there, because I like to be on time. I don't like to do things before time. If I'm doing it before time, that's grifting. Oh, I got to do this, and then everything I'm getting ready to make up in my mind of why is alternative external reasons, and I'm a real spirit. If I dive too far into that, I won't do it at all, because I know that ain't me. So I like to stay on time. I love all y'all. Y'all stay spiritually protected out there. Woo!